بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن والاه. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. I welcome you and I uh, ask Allah to reward us and to guide us and to grant us the knowledge that we are seeking to know. Today, as probably you have seen the notes, the title is From Soul to Sail. The focus of humanity has been shifted far away from focusing on the soul, and then everything else should fit within that focus, has moved to the main focus of the whole world, the Muslims and non-Muslims, is sale. As we discovered, consumption and marketing and selling and consuming. And that is the sad reality that we need to start digging, understanding, and thinking how to basically rectify the situation. And so we start with the question that for all of us, and that is even Muslims and non-Muslims, have you taken a good time for yourself and sit somewhere to contemplate the questions, why am living? And have a concrete answer that is fulfilling, satisfying, and making sense and harmonizing your life with everything around you and with the other creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Many don't have that time. Many busy with something else. We are really overwhelmed. Always we are out of time and we don't have time to take these luxury things. But though it is not luxury, it is basic and it is essential. And I really have to ask this question all the time myself, why I live? And then why I'm going to die? Those are very critical questions. I have to be convinced, well aware, have the knowledge and understanding, and it is matching the fact and the truth and the reality of the creations and the purpose of life. Now, with that shift from soul to sail, and with that question is absent, that we don't have much time, and sometimes we just grab an answer from somewhere that is man-made or already made and say, okay, I am here for that purpose, or I am here for that function. That led to basically the purposes, the aim, the ends have become tools and means. If the ultimate purpose and ultimate aim is to nourish and nurture a human being that is balanced, connected, has the three components, has the body and the soul and intellect. If that was the main purpose, we see now everything is drifting away from that. And no more we address those three components as they are a whole, cannot be fractured or separated or treated in a different matters. So it leads to marginalize, suppress, oppress, minimize, eliminate anything that is good for the soul. In anywhere in the life, whether at a job or at home or at time where I am entertaining myself or socializing or connecting or communicating, all of this, the soul being basically omitted. And that's led more to worse. That is, as I said, the market is the focus. It's not anymore a focus. It is almost like another idol, God, where we sacrifice for this God our time, our intellect, our creativity, our knowledge, and even our own essence as human beings. We think we are owning, buying things, enjoying things, but by the end of the day, we discover that we are consumed by things around us and by things that we acquire and that by things that we pay for, not just the money and the time, we pay even our nature as a complete human being. That is also led to what is worse than that, a cycle of consumption is created. And that cycle is basically the whole social media and environment around us, advertisement and companies and pressures and apps, basically creating in every one of us a new desires that as basically was not there. And those desires basically enforced, enhanced, beautified to become wants. And then further, they are fortified, they are pushed, and they are promoted, and they are made attractive to become as if I need it, and I have to buy it, and I have to get it. And once I get it, that's their ultimate goal, to get me convinced that I have to buy it, I have to get it. And once I get it, basically, as we know, the pleasure of having it fleeting so quickly. And once, and this is fact, I yearn to have a car, that kind of specifications. And then once I got it, just few days, few weeks, few months, and it is not anymore exciting. And it is not anymore something that I yearn to. And I start feeling the emptiness and feeling it's gone. I have to go and find something else. And so, desire created, enforced, enhanced, pushed for me to acquire it, to own it, to buy it, to consume it. Then I get to the end of that consumption, and emptiness comes after that. Then I have a new desires created, and then I go back to this cycle. So this is really an orbit. We are made to basically circle in our life and go in that orbit, from creating desires to acquiring to feeling the emptiness, and then go back again, and new desires is coming. As you know, you think you are controlling things, but look to your phone and how many apps, and what they do, they push you, they poke you. How about this? Why didn't get this? All the time, remind you, notify you, bringing your attention. So you are driven really by forces that you acquire, you put in your phone, and you are now have to comply, and you have to waste time either to silence or to reject and reject, and then finally you give up. Uh, that is also led to the scarcity of security. Nowadays, security become commodity, and you only have to rent it, to pay for it, and it's still you are not secure. So gated communities and cameras everywhere, and all of these in guards or in shops and all of these things. Security become a scarcity. It doesn't exist, and people wherever they go, they feel they are not secure. and they have to buy into it, to rent it, to basically secure themselves with sacrificing something else, resources and time, and being worried all the time. And that is what we call security. It is basically uh, rated, priced, and potential. You want to be secure in your shop, in your home, whatever you want, you have to pay for it. Not anymore that people have integrity, society is peaceful. No, well, we know a majority like that, but criminals somewhere are there, and you might be hit with even hacks, and probably you have heard nowadays those scammers going everywhere, leaving nothing that not to try to scam, even impersonating banks, impersonating personality, impersonating social security, impersonating everywhere. And they are basically get the technology and they are after you. They are after me and you. Well, where are we going to go? What do we do? Buy security software, maintain it, pay yearly fee, and keep going. This is something real driving us to be really not in peace and no security. And by the way, I think all of you know the two main words in Islam. One is called Iman, which is driven from security, from Aman. And the second one is called Islam, which is driven from peace. Security and peace, or Iman Islam, it does not exist, or you get to pay for it. Now, even in the mind of people, some people even paranoid. So with all that around them, they are paranoid and think basically everything is danger and every person is a stranger is bad and might do something wrong. And so, as a modern human being, as we know, it is a nurtured body, pampered body, fueled and fed body, and starved soul to starve to death. And this split cannot be tolerated. This split has its own toll and consequences on human being, as it was meant for him to do the job here on earth. Um, this is split between these two elements basically is going to make humanity, not one group or nation or even religion, to pay the highest price. And the highest price is peace and security is not there, and you are having new gods, new idols that are around you, and you are compelled, you are convinced, you are pushed, you have no choice except to pay sacrifice and to very, very dear sacrifice to these idols. Um, when we look to what the Quran said, give us three examples. It said Ad, and they were magnificent in building a real civilizations. Homes, skyscrapers look like columns, taller than the tallest palm tree. And that is one side, good, bright, materialistically, consumption, bodily things oriented, and they have basically exactly ignored, eliminated, corrupted the soul. And that's why God sent them a messenger, tell them the life is not balanced. That is not the right way. What you have done is great. And there is nothing like it in history or in the past or in the present. ذات العلم لم يخلق مثلها في البلاد. But that is not going to lead you to happiness, to security, to fulfill the purpose of living, and to basically have a bright future in Jannah. And the second one was Thamud, where they were able to cut the rocks into a very beautiful decorated homes. And that is great work and great materialistic things related to the body, and but it was a creativity, genius work, and it is basically commanded and praised in the Quran by the creators. And but at the same time, the soul was absent. And the third one is Fir'aun, and where they have the might and the power. But these three things, three examples, were separated in time and place. Today, what we see, they are combined. They are all come together. They are connected. They are working everywhere. And that's what you call it, global civilizations or advancement or globalization. It is all from every corner. They are Ad, Thamud, and Fir'aun. They are working their job, and as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, though they have done magnificent, they have created miracles in the matter world, in the materialistic world, but they have gone astray in three areas. They will become tyrant, spreading corruption on earth, and basically uh, splitting human nature into the body and soul, and they are separated. And that's why Allah said this is cannot be tolerated, and tolerated by you as human being. The more you go there, the more suffering, the more problem, the more complications, the more pain, the more emptiness, the more depression, the more crime, the more scarcity of resources, the more scarcity of tranquility and happiness. um, Now the question is, if this is so, it is one after the other, one on top of the other ones, and we are here. We have to really stop and ask our question: are we going to continue, or we have where means to stay, to sit back and contemplate and find a way to turn around, to basically come up to with solution where the soul being integrated and human being nurtured as a whole, not fragmented, not split, not fractured, and not part of him is well being living, and the other one is basically ill or sick or ignored. This split is going to destroy humanity, and there is no doubt about it. We also know when Allah created Adam and gave him a edge above all other creations, and we know unique human being is unique creatures. Uh, they have the tongue, and you can tell what the tongue can do. Can destroy things with word, can promote, can uplift someone, can bring a smile, can bring self-confidence, can bring hope, be just with your tongue, with your word, and imagination and intellect and ability to manipulate resources in the whole universe. All of these privileges was given in order to carry the responsibility. And as we mentioned, the responsibility is to connect the creation to its creator, and to live in a balanced way, in a good relationship with yourself, with other human being, with the other creations, with your creator. And so where we start, definitely we are being basically remade by means that we know. Those means are education. Those means are media. Those means are politicians. Those means are incentives and motives and punishments and regulations. All of these basically remaking human being as a body, as a consumer, as a person who basically revolve in one orbit, and that orbit desires and buy and acquire and then emptiness and then go back again and sacrifices the dearest things they have in this life. So we know these are the means that is remaking us as human being to become no more than consumers, and we need to start from there. There is no other way. It is education and leadership. It is the family. It is the youth. These are the and definitely the nourishments with the resources, which is the revelation that had to be accompanied, has to be given the attention, has to be studied into bringing balance in this life. Wallahu alam. So what I am hoping that we are convinced this is a tragic problem for all human beings, not just Muslims, and we know why it is there, and we know how it is created, and we know how to turn things around. Hopefully, that is people more listening, more understanding, more convinced, more willing to move and turn things around. And so we are going to speak about leadership, about education, about media and social media, and how they impact, not just impact, forget about impact, recreating us, reshaping us, remaking us as one thing and only one thing, consumers. Wallahu alam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.